Very excited to be here. Like I said to you earlier today, very excited to see there's lots of names I know, how quick they are, but there's lots of names I don't know. So very excited.
And the other person, Tyler, good evening.
Hello, everyone.
One of our, I say our, but one of the LT Racing development drivers. And here you are this evening joining in the commentary box. Just unfortunately not able to race, but there's still going to be some crazy racing happening behind the scenes.
No, they are definitely, like you said, 35 entries, a lot of big names, new names. It's gonna be great. Absolutely amazing racing coming up.
Well, I think what we should do is actually jump over into what's actually happening on track. And man, oh man, some crazy times coming up at the moment. We have seen some 134s, but will there be some 43s? And so far, the man right in the top, that is Vincent Nowell, a 144.0. Just under that, the current SARCO champion is Paul Fenter from LTR. Sorry, LNR. Yo, I don't think the guys are going to forgive me for that. Coconuts, coconuts, coconuts. So what's happening is there's 7 minutes left, and the drivers that are on the track have 1 lap to put in a qualifying time. And Morris, are you familiar with this? What is that like, making sure that you actually get a good lap in to set yourself up for a qualifier?
I think the most important thing is to make sure that you've heated up your tires well before you start your lap. That could be the difference between everything. And then, finding the happy balance between pushing to the limit and keeping it clean.
And you've also spent quite a bit of time around the Watkins Glen. Just as we were getting ready, you were saying that this is one of your favorite tracks. Where are some of the overtaking opportunities here at Watkins Glen?
There's actually quite a few on this track, especially when you approach the inner loop, or what's known as the bus stop. There's usually, even though it seems very unlikely, it's quite a popular overtaking place if you have good drive up that hill. The other one would be into the first corner, of course. Block pass is also a very favorite maneuver into that corner.
One thing about this track is you are able to go too wide. It is quite wide, and as you can see, a car coming out of the pits, but won't be infringing on his lap there, Wilfred Robinson. And with the ACC local servers brought to you by NAG, it's a lot more predictable. So we can see a lot of close racing.
Is it possible that we can see all their qualifying times up there?
So, I was playing around it, and what I can do is put up their personal bests, and there we go.
That works, yeah.
Qualifying time so far, Vincent now 144 dead. Then it is Paul Fenter, then Sean Strader. Neil, I was quite sure I saw Neil. Oh, there he is there. So he's actually dropped down because as I was going to say, Neil Bullion, then we got Andries Dupria, apologies, who jumped into that 4th place. Then it is Neil Wayne Bond returning to the series. It's 6th for him overall. Then the Flip van Sale, a 2nd overall in the previous championship, a 145.2 there for him, followed by Robin van der Merwe. You can see a purple sector there, so we must definitely keep our eye on Robin later on in this race. Sean Loureiro, he got himself into a 9th with people know him as G. van Vieren. Some of us know him as SARCO Sheep. That is Gerrit Janssen van Vieren. Alex Moore in 11th, then Ruan Haneke, he's in 12th. Wilfred Robson, 13th for him. Neil Greening, oh, now we've got two Neils. We're going to have to keep our eyes on that, gentlemen. Desmond Pullen, he's in 16th place, 146.2 there for him. Andrew Brogioni, all the way from Italy, currently 18th there for him. Dave Young, the 111 car, 19th place. Adrian Bond, teammate and brother of Wayne Bond, 20th there for him. Robert Stoltz, also from our Project Cars 2 series. Robert in 21st place with his brother-in-law just behind him, Tyler Scott. Family member to myself, Memo Veronis, 23rd place, now dropping down to 24th. So we're going to have to go to the top. Or who do you think that was, Tyler, that has now moved this entire grid down by one?
I honestly have no clue. Did Marcus go? Marcus Stain?
So there's the driver, Muath Musa. He was the driver. I'm fortunate enough to have the software that assists me on seeing little nuances like that we wouldn't normally see.
Well, there's about 9 or 10 drivers in the 45s. It's very close there in the middle of the field, but I don't want to read too much into a one-lap quali. It is a tight lap and you want to keep it clean, so I won't read too much into the quali itself. I think the proof in the pudding will be the race.
No, definitely conditions change a lot. High tire wear with the higher fuel load, of course. And then obviously the pressure is on because it's obviously race time.
Not only that, so currently we have a sunny 24 degrees Celsius here in the Watkin Glen track. The track surface is sitting at 32 degrees. No rain, but we know that the race will be at 3 o'clock, which means that it is a little bit later on in the afternoon, but then there is the evening race, which once again, tire pressures come in, and where there will be a slight change of the tire pressures that will be required for that second race.
Sorry, what time is the second race at night? At 8 o'clock at night?
8 o'clock in the evening.
Okay, that would be significant lower track temperatures then, yeah.
So Morris, in the driver's briefing, we explained our manual formation lap. And I know that it has been a point where the drivers are not really happy with that. But as a seasoned SARCO, I almost said veteran, I meant to say driver, your approach in terms of those manual formation laps, do you think they work?
I think they do. It's a way more safe and controlled way to start the races. I've got no problem with a manual formation lap. Since we've been doing that, the first and second corner incidences have significantly, lowered. So I think they work.
Okay, then that's quali over.
100%. Just look at that lineup. Absolutely fantastic to see.
Lots of BMWs.
So there is a very nice split in terms of all the different cars.
Yes, lots of Astons as well.
So we can just pop up here just so we can see what the top, I think it gives us the top 20 on the screen. So we've got Aston, BM, Honda, Merc, Aston, Lexus, Aston. So the top 5 are different. The top 4 are different, but within the top 6, look at that, we've got 5 different cars.
That is
very interesting. Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's what we want to see.
So the formation now, I did see there was a comment that has come up on our YouTube page coming from Andre. Saw there was a second qualifying and race. Do the same rules apply? So they do not. What will happen is the results of race number 1 essentially determine your starting position for race 2. Not only that, the top 10 do a reverse grid. And Marius, you once again understand what those reverse grids do.
Yeah, it creates a very interesting situation and good racing. When you've started on pole, you think the things are very easier than when you start back in 6th place. But it's very exciting. It's nice.
And there's this manual formation lap, so you'll see we have had the short run up to the start finish line, but from here the guys you'll see nice and easy. The driver out in front, Vincent, now will go and set the pace. The guys will get into a single file, and I understand you want to be able to make up places on the start, but here we're about the racing. We're not about running races, so we get into a single file, get everybody bunched up nicely. Once you past that start-finish line, it now gives you the ability to start racing. And the reason we do that, we want to limit the amount of incidents and focus on the racing. And it's been something that we have tested, and we do feel that it's going to work.
Yeah, 100%, definitely. The first race I did for SARCO, I didn't quite understand the whole idea and the concept, but afterwards, yeah, it definitely really helps, really works, keeps the incidents down, and yeah, it's a really good little system.
Yeah, it keeps everybody a little bit calmer.
Oh yeah.
Put away.
Definitely.
And look,
It's
with me coming from my real world racing within karting, over the weekend we had 18 drivers in the endurance and 28 in the sprint event, all starting on the same grid, and we all go single file, rolling start, just like incidents.
It's important that these guys keep some temperature in those brakes and tires. It is a downhill braking zone into the first corner, and it catches you out sometimes on the cold tires and brakes.
Definitely. What another thing to watch out for is also guys braking a little bit earlier to try and not go into the guy in front, because obviously you're going a lot slower down to turn 1, so you don't want to brake at your normal marker board or whatever, and you're going to go straight into the back of the other guy. So you'll definitely see maybe 1 or 2 guys making a move as the guy in front brakes a little bit earlier, but nothing too major, I don't think, in terms of contact and all that.
Well, I'm holding both my thumbs.
Oh yeah, definitely. coming around the second last corner right now. The race is almost underway. So it's gonna be extra cool. Round 1 coming soon.
Nice to see an Aston up front, even though it has a motor in there. I'll give that fact a miss.
So the car that I know the guys from LTR and Bashik are racing this weekend in a 9-hour is in the Aston.
Aston, very good car, proven very, very good car. I'm going to keep my eyes on Paul Fater in that Honda.
You can see him pulling over to the right. He's looking to see when Vincent goes
on the throttle.
Coming up towards the line now.
All their feet
when
are...
Vincent goes. And
all their feet are straight, just above the throttle.
So there we go. It is race here. Race number 1, Watkins Glen. And look at that, nice and easy into turn number 1. little bit of a bunching further down the field, but at least now it is all about getting the racing down.
Have the run on Wayne Bondia. All over the back of him, looking to make some space. Maybe a little move into bus stop for Flip Van Sale on Wayne Bond. The Ferrari against the BMW.
So I just seen that Sean Stratham has made a place up against Jason Absmeyer. So Jason now down into 6th and Sean up into 5th place.
I see Heineke from LTR made up 2 places at the start, as well as Greening down in 19th place. So few guys had a good start there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So there is a car just trailing in the background there. You just see the little yellow dot, which is now rectifying himself. But we can jump to the front of the field, and so far Vincent Nell, big oversteer moment there for him, but able to just catch that slide.
Yeah, I think from this lap onward, the tires would be coming in nicely now.
Should be, yeah. Coming into the PSI range, temp range, all of that.
So Marcus Steyn currently in 4th place. He has got himself the fastest lap time.
And
just going to Andre's comment, he says, so for more clarity, the top 10 will reverse grid. So P1 starts P10, or will they be last? So Andre, what will happen? The top 10 will go P1 to 10 and race from there. So it's not a complete reverse grid, only the top 10.
Cars look beautiful when I come through the bus stop, and then they slingshot immediately to the right.
So I'm just looking at when these little battles are happening, and we can see the little red times, 0.3, 0.4. There is lots of them all over the circuit, so we will try and get you as many of those as possible. But now we are looking at the battle, and it is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Lots and lots of cars very close together, and all just about going the same pace at this moment.
That Ferrari looks very racy.
definitely all over the back of Wayne Bond, trying to force a mistake, but he has a little moment on the rear. Under pressure now from Robin. Robin around the outside, not able to make the move, maybe switch back. Not quite.
He was a little bit eager on the throttle there.
But that Audi is looking very racy at this point. We do need to just get up to Sean Stratham in 5th, because he's putting a lot of pressure on Marco staying there in 4th place. So this is going to be Aston versus Merck coming down the main straight.
Sean Stratham will have the slipstream going into bus stop. How will Marcus defend? He should ideally defend the inside line.
Yeah,
Marcus gives him the outside.
It's also very tricky taking the inside, because it's full of rubber. That side of the track is full of rubber, and when you brake at the end, it's tricky. You have to be very sure of what you're doing there.
Yeah, Sean Stratham gets past Marcus Steyn into the bus stop.
Nice. That's always a brave move.
Very brave move from Mr. Sean Stratham.
Paul Venter keeping these front two quite honest. Just sitting there, waiting.
Vincent Null has pulled a 4-second gap though from Sean Schutter. Sorry, I'm probably butchering that a bit.
Schutter, yeah, he's on. Yeah, he's on it. You can see he's pulled the trigger and he's trying to make a break.
So I am seeing 9th place. Niall Bullion is closing up in the BMW onto the back of Chris Haneke. 0.3 of a second is the difference there. So Andre just saying, sorry for the questions, just a very unique format he hasn't seen. So once you start that line, the manual line, away you go. And you can see no T1 issues, the guys are racing, and this is what we want.
There's quite a few battles going on track.
So currently, this is the closest ones that we've got because there are 4 drivers all really putting a lot of pressure on each other.
Alex Moore. Oh, that was very close to the back of that Audi. Very, very, very close. But so far still clean racing, as we've seen.
These guys are, oh, what a move.
Alex Moore overtaken by the Audi of
That was
a good move.
Very good move there.
Oh, he might take it back though.
Oh,
he stuck his nose in. Oh, that's a nice one. Nice, Alex. They're going to be side by side though.
He must be a Valentino Rossi fan because that's a famous tactic of Ali when he gets over.
Who's going to break later though? It seems like Alex Moore's got it for now.
So Mercer is still in there, so I wonder whether he will now start having a look as well. Now that these two are battling, a little clip there.
Oh, he just on the rear.
Oh.
That's a pity. Commentator's curse.
And they were going so nicely. Little so Schooler there just closing the door there on greening. But they didn't touch. So they are able to get on with the racing now.
It was just a very light tag on the left rear.
And now,
so Niall looking for an opportunity on Chris Haneke through the bus stop.
That Merc looks very stable through there.
And Jerry, the front
very wide.
Whoa.
Very wide there, but then
the front engine cars generally through the bus stops, lots of curbs, little chicanes. The front engines definitely do manage those little sections way better than the rear mounts. So Wayne Bond now coming back into the party in 10th place with Fliff and Sale there in 11th. So this battle is still raging on.
Oh, we had a moment there on the exit.
Yes, I did see that.
Took a little bit too much curb there. This is a very tight battle going on here.
We are halfway through. Keep it up.
So crossing the line now, lap number 6.
It looks like Skitter and Stradom are really battling. It looks like Stradom is right on Skitter's rear. I thought for a moment.
Yeah, so the guys out in front, little gaps now starting to open up. But I see that we do have Jason closing up now. So within a second on to the back of Marcus Stein.
Jason Absmeyer has been staying in 6th place. He's been steady in there.
Oh, very wide.
I did not see how Stradom passed Paul Victor. We missed that.
Yeah, indeed we did. So as we're looking at these guys, the battle a little bit further. Come on. There we go. this battle continues to rage on, and this is between 7th, 8th and 9th place. Andreas Dupria with Chris Heineke as well as Niall. So exiting out of the turn number 11, and just so close, you can see not much breathing space for any of the drivers.
No, they all have to be very honest. They're all under pressure from someone. Just waiting for the slightest mistake.
Just like that, you can see. So Sean Herrera very much in the slipstream. Aston versus Aston.
He's going the fifth. Very well done. Placed his car perfectly. Didn't give him any chance to attempt an overtake into the bus stop.
So that was more, moved his car into the middle, which forced Sean to stay onto the outside. And just as he got to the braking zone, well, then just moves back to the braking zone, just blocking that line and able to take the fastest line through there. I think let's just jump a little bit further down, because now Wilfred Robson, he's trying to chase down Musa as well as Gerrit Janssen from Vieren. Lots and lots of Eleanor orange cars here this evening.
Very noticeable.
Sorry, I'm black. I just had a little bit of a connection drop.
And they favour the Honda. Interesting.
So Marius, I've just got a message. They've just asked me to turn my volume up, and it comes from a club you would know very well, White Knuckle Racing. Most definitely. My volume, they're saying that my microphone is a bit low, so I'm just going to see if I can't just turn it up manually within the PC itself.
Oh, a great battle going on in front of this Honda.
So I'm hoping that's better, because there isn't more where that came from, unfortunately.
Can you just put the battle to those two in front of the Honda?
Yes.
Musa and Van Vieren. Yes, this is a great battle going on here. They're still at it.
The BMW v the Audi. Will he go for the lounge into turn one?
I think what he's going to do most probably is keep the pressure on until the last 5 minutes, which is just about a lap or two away, or a lap or so. I think before the guys will
You're a much better exit than Gerrit though. Maybe he will go for it down into bus stop. Definitely have the slipstream all the way down.
He is gaining, that's for sure.
Oh, he took the outside.
There is no way around.
No,
When you defend like that.
not from there.
That was very good defending from Gerrit.
This is going to be a tight battle to the end.
Definitely.
Because
Gerrit a little bit wide. The BMW up the inside. They are now side by side. Down, heel braking.
that
Long
would
left-hander.
But that would put Musa on the outside. Whoa!
Whoa!
Tight.
This brings
Awesome.
Wilfred into the battle now.
That now.
Wilfred.
3 of them.
Oh wow.
So
That
Wilfred
was-
just pulling out right at the last moment there, just showing that little bit of contact. between Van Vuren and Musa. But they do live to fight another day.
Oh, this is a great battle.
But I know we're looking here, but I need to jump here as well because there's also a three-way horse happening right there.
And it's
Oh,
also
wow.
getting up here in an Audi. It's just the reverse order.
BM, Audi, Aston. Can you believe it?
Cool. And he dives down into turn 1. Any
Yes,
of these 3 drivers trying to take the positions off one of another?
very difficult
No.
to break here.
Very difficult.
Easy to lock up.
Wow, the run all the way up to bus stop.
I
Who's
must.
going to gain on who?
The BMW has got legs.
Yeah.
And just bringing up the lap times, you can see them. The lap times between these guys is so close.
He's
Oh,
going.
3
Rob
wide.
down
No,
the
no, no.
inside.
Oh,
Oh, he's going to run wide.
He's too deep.
he was a
Oh,
little
watch out,
bit
watch out.
Ah!
lost 2 positions so far. He was a little
Oh,
bit.
the contact between the 2 Astons.
Oh.
Aston.
Oh.
And who is that?
He
Big
found
contact
it.
there. So that looks like it's Sean Larrera that's now dropping down.
Yeah,
No, Sean.
he found himself on the outside there, which is
Unlucky.
not a good place to be.
Wrong place, wrong time there for Sean Larrera. It's in race over.
So further up the order, it is Niall in 8th place trying to chase down Dupree.
I think we're going to have a couple of battles through the field now, because this is it.
Last 3 minutes. 2 more laps, I would think. 2 more laps after this one, yes. I think, I don't know.
But it is the man out in front, Vincent Nell.
Vincent Nell.
He had quite a big gap, and you can see that that is now closing down. So it was up in by 4 seconds, now down to 1.3. You can see Skitter is closing him down, and just behind Skitter is Sean Stradham.
Yeah, it must have been a small mistake somewhere, maybe. The tires are probably taking some strain now. This is no conservation here. This is
Full push.
full push.
For the win.
So we will come back there, but I just saw that Niall is closing up onto
Oh,
Dupree still.
He almost lost it. I don't know how he held onto that, but that was a good save.
Here goes now around the outside. Just a setup though.
He's putting his nose, but look, here comes Chris Heineke, right behind him.
Another 3-way battle.
Outbreaking himself, which has just opened the door there for Chris, and I'm sure Chris will take that place with open arms.
Not quite there yet. There we go, there's the place. Little mistake from Narbulin. Give the place to Chris Heineke.
Taking full advantage of that little mistake.
It looked like Wayne Bond also almost outbraked himself there.
Yeah, the guys are pushing hard now to get that position before the end, which is about another lap or 2 away.
But this is the man that everybody is going to want to be aiming for, because it is Moore that will take the pole position for the second race. And you can just imagine there are 3 drivers within a second of him, with one lap plus this one to go.
Penultimate lap. Stradham all over the back of Shitter. I'm so sorry. I cannot pronounce your surname, Sean. My bad.
It's a K sound. Kitter.
Okay.
What is Wayne Bond getting up to? Little warning there. Has he tapped someone?
It's very close. Moore has pulled a little bit of a off on him there.
So this is the battle for first, second and third place, and currently Michon, the fastest man on the track, he has set a 1:44.1, which was essentially the qualifying pace.
He has closed this gap significantly. I wonder if now didn't totally ruin his tires to pull a gap, and it caught up with him a little bit.
Right, man.
But Skitter is very quick at the moment.
So there we go, confirmation that this is now the final lap.
Again.
But it is going to be all eyes on who's going to be taking, because there's the 10th place further back. And do you go and push for an extra position now, or do you just hang back and just rather start in second place than push for that position?
Yeah, I
Once
think
you've been in this position before, what do? You go for that position now and fight later, or you just hang back and bank your second place start for the next race?
Yeah, I'd rather take the starting position at this stage. Unless I think I can really, but I won't take a chance, a big risk. This is a
So Skula is all over the back of Wayne Bond. I thought he would actually have a lunch there, but he chose not to. What if he knows that we're watching now?
Yeah, Wayne defended well there, put his car right in the right place.
But I'm seeing some developments up in the front here, because look at that. That is Sean Stradham right behind the second place. One corner left to go, and Sean runs himself a little bit wide, so you might have to just take that little warning.
I don't actually think that was track limits. Oh, that is race.
That is race number 1 done and dusted. Paul in 4th place. Then it is Marcus Steyn, followed by Jason Absmeyer. Andries de Priya comes on in 7th. Chris Heineke 8th, and sure, that was side by side. But Niall gets that 9th. Alex Moore in 10th place, so he will be the pole sitter.
Oops.
Little friendly contact there.
It's just that reminder.
This was a very tightly contested race. Lots of battles.
Very interesting race.
Very competitive. Not making it easy to pass people. It was a very tight race. Very tight race. Well done to Vincent Nell.
Well done, everybody.
Yeah.
Well done.
Can you maybe scroll down so we can see the last 15 positions?
I will do right now. I'm just in a quick reverse grid.
Oh.
Okay, so that now can be posted in the Discord. Are you able to, did it scroll down? Because I unfortunately can't see that screen now.
I don't think it did.
No, it didn't.
Okay. Are they going to go straight to the next race?
A short 5-minute session just for the drivers to have a little bit of a breather, get something to drink, use the loo.
Then we'll be up and running again.
For race number 2.
Well, this is interesting. Okay. these guys going to be to fight themselves through the pack.
So for a second there, I thought I wasn't able to get the starting positions from 10 down. So it was a little bit of a panic mode, but I realized that I can still do it. So at least we did get all the starting positions. I was a little bit worried there.
Would have been a little bit of a coconut moment.
You have no idea.
Don't worry, Dylan. Woozah.
Huzzah.
Thank you, Boris. So we got the top 10. Then it was Van der Merwe 11th. 12th was Bond. Schooler 13. Greening 14. Musev 15. Robson 16. Gerrit Janssen van Vieren 17. Memo dropping a whole bunch of coconuts. We got Pullen 18th. It was Van Sale 19th. Wilson 20. Neville in 21, Ambrosioni 22, Young 23, Adrian Bond 24, Sean Buck, Mr. Eleanor himself 25, Robert Stoltz 26, Van der Haar 27, Tyler Scott 28, Dev 29, Mouton from LTR 30, Baronis 31, 34, Terry Wolf.
And behind you is Sean Lorero.
Yeah, Sean Rivera was punted so hard he featured twice.
Oh, there we go. Cool. A minute left of the relaxation session, I guess you could call it. And then to racing.
So just checking some of the comments coming in. Tyron saying Bond, Wayne Bond, go Booty. Comment from Tyron there saying Bond, he's stirring, he ain't shaken. That's funny. Well done. I like that. Jude, he said he got DC just before the formation lap. So he went from last to 21st, happy with that.
Decent race there from Jude as well. Last to 21st, not bad.
So that is the end of qualifying. The guys have got their starting lineups.
Right.
Go in the dark.
Now we have a much cooler track, I suppose.
Definitely.
So I can give you those stats. Stand by. So we are down 4 degrees.
Not much.
It's not that much, but I suppose as the race goes on, it might drop a little bit.
Definitely. Might want to start with those pressures a little bit higher than usual, just to compensate for the track temp dropping just a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe make those brake ducts a click or two. Close them.
Yeah, so the time progression that we've got here is only set to 1, so it will run real time, so essentially just 25 minutes, so it won't drop too much. Maybe 1 or 2 degrees. So, little comment here. How do people get involved and join your leagues? Asking for a friend. Well, thank you, White Knuckle Sim Racing, or should we just call you Barry? If you join our Discord, you're able to just click on our website, which is sarcoracing.co.za. Everything gets run from our Discord now. It's very easy. Come and check us out.
I think Barry Hodgson has been checking us out for a long time now.
Well, listen, that's how we met you, Morris, was through White Knuckle Racing.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so the procedure for this race, everybody is obviously out of order. You're going to have to stay in your position for the actual start formation lap, for half formation lap, and then once it goes green, everyone must go to the left and sort themselves out, put themselves where they're supposed to be.
So far so good, everyone's behaving. Keep left, pass right, and that was part of the driver's briefing, and you can see everybody's listening. I'm not seeing any incidents coming up, so that's good. And it does add that little bit of unsurety as we see our pole sitter having a little burst of throttle to get himself to the front.
Actually, a lot of drivers.
Speed that you would see them coming up through here. That's definitely for sure.
Definitely, there's a lot of drivers. I'm hoping all of them get to their positions in time.
No, there's plenty of time. You can see already the single files starting to happen in the front. So the guys are there. Even if we just jump a little bit further back. So it does look like a major traffic jam, but it's something us South Africans aren't used to.
Very true.
And look, we are trying it. This format has been stolen from our Project Cars League.
Oh, some contact in the back.
Some contact there.
2 Astons coming together.
It's unfortunate. So let's not too much damage.
Hopefully. Don't slam my brakes, guys.
Trying to pick up their brakes a little bit. There's a Porsche. It's a pity I don't see more of them.
Yeah, there actually haven't been many Porsches.
Yeah, that's unfortunately, I don't have any choice when it comes to those things.
So just checking some of the comments coming through. Tyron saying that he's here all week. Cracking some of those Bond jokes. Totally cooked, said he got dark very quickly. Eskom, indeed. And again, a nice little traffic jam as the guys head down towards the toe. Because if you look at the bottom right, you've got the chute, the toe at turn number 7, the boot, which is the bottom, the heel up to turn number 9. But then we've got the Messy Crafters saying that the shape of this track looks like a man on his knees. Am I the only one seeing it? Well, what's going to happen is now it cannot be unseen.
Well spotted.
Alrighty, second to last corner here for race number 2.
It's a guy praying for a race without incidents.
Incident-free race, indeed.
See the exhaust glowing on Chris Heineke's Merc there.
Right. Mr. Word has got his foot hovering over the accelerator. And they'll be off in a couple of seconds.
Race number 2, SARCO round 1. Here we go.
Approaching that start-finish line. Once at the start-finish line, it is go, go, go.
He nails it. Right. Let's see if everybody hits their braking marks. One thing about driving at night time is that having those lights shine in your mirror all the time could be quite distracting sometimes.
Oh, I think we had a Honda on the side of the track there at turn 1.
That's
Not
Paul.
sure.
That was Paul Venter. Something must have happened there.
No, it's Robert Wilfred. So he's, sorry, Wilfred, that something happened to him there.
Okay, because I saw Paul Venter drop.
So Paul Fence is currently in 8th place.
Yeah. So he dropped 1 position, I think.
These cars look absolutely amazing going through here at night time.
This is why we like the late night. Because they just illuminate, you can see the detail on the lights. Just so pretty to watch. But now we are down to the racing. And lots of traffic still around on the track.
Jason Absmeyer in the Lexus finds himself again in 5th place.
And this is always the mindset that you now have to play with, because you know that the guys in front of you, you landed up a little move to the inside there as Andres de Priya goes through into turn number 1. Great move there for him.
Very good move on the brakes.
And what I was saying is that the guys are now starting at 10th. They know that all the drivers ahead of them technically were slower. I'm saying inverted commas slower. So that need or that want to get up there is definitely higher. But you can see how they're going to go 3 wide into the inner loop.
Okay, Absmeyer pulling out of that one.
Lots and lots of curve there for Andres de Priya. And just offline, running himself a little bit wide there.
Oh, and someone followed him a little bit. Finds himself on the outskirts of the track.
All pens are also pulling up on this little battle now.
Yeah.
So there was Sean Skitter that went a little bit wide there and he followed him through. But very congested here in this top 10 currently, because it is Moore and Niall Billion that have now moved ahead. In 3rd place is Chris Haneke, but you can see 4 seconds is the gap there.
This is
and
a great...
Jason Absmeyer up into 4th place, followed very, very closely there by Andries.
Everybody wanting to get the move on, try to gain as many positions as possible in these 25 minutes.
We also know it's a very different mindset, because the 25-minute races, there are sprints, and then a big accident in the back there.
Someone lost it, I think. What's funny? Merwe, yes. I think what happened is, I think he caught a little bit too much of that inside curb there, and it pushed him wide.
So we can actually just go back and check that on the replay. So on the curb, goes in. What happens here, he accelerates, just tips the wall and pushes him straight into that barrier.
Oh, that's a nasty one.
So currently fastest man on the track is Alex Moore, 145.4, and now within half a second. And these two out in front, just pulling a little bit of a gap. And that car definitely not looking happy.
Ron Heineken in the pits as well. Wonder what happened to him.
Oh, this is a ferocious battle going on here.
Now Bullion, 0.2 behind the Aston Martin of Alex Moore.
Just as I saw they were getting closer in the 4th and 5th place, I also saw that Niall was right up in the end there.
Putting lots of pressure on.
But this is now where it's happening. It is Andries now trying to close down onto the back of Jason, who's trying to close down on the back of Chris Hanneke. But then further back, you've got Sean Stratham, who's now right on the back of Marcus.
Oh,
So, gentlemen, you tell me, which battle do you want to focus on? Because if we go even a little bit further, we saw Wayne Bond earlier on. He's trying to get in front of Vincent Nowell, who was the race leader, and he's still stuck in 10th place.
yeah, this is very, very competitive. The guys are all so quick that everybody is at the moment fighting for their position by the looks of it. From first to 10th place are basically... Oh, I saw someone...
Abzamazov and
he's-
Chris Hanneke.
Oh, it's the
Contact. Whoa.
contact there. That's unfortunate. Can you see what happened there, Barry? Oh, sorry, Barry.
So side by side through the outer loop as they, going up through 2 and 3 and 4, and there was contact there between the 3 of them.
That's
Just not
unfortunate.
enough space there for 3 cars to go through.
Yeah. When you put yourself on the outside there, you run great risk. The car on the inside will always drift wide.
That puts Sean Stratham into 3rd place now.
And unfortunately, Jason Absmeyer down in 28th place.
His car looks quite damaged, so he will have to go to the pit.
This top breathing space, because it's guys in front, guys at the back. Oof, just love those sparks when they hit those curbs.
He must just not damage his car.
It is pretty much nose to bumper throughout the whole top 10. There is a gap though from 2nd to 3rd, 5.3 seconds a moment, 5.1. But otherwise everywhere else it is nose to tail.
So we got a message from Jude earlier on saying that he finished in 21st place. And here he is chasing his team captain, Flip van Zyl, both in 14th and 15th respective. There is a car that is currently under yellow flag. Looks like he has cleared himself. He was sitting on the outer loop, but all good. Another driver that's been in the mix is Gerard, within 0.4 of Andries de Pre, just ahead of him. And the man that's slowly but surely just sneaking up the order is last year's champion, Paul Venter, up into 5th.
And he's putting big pressure there on Mr. Steyn. Paul is usually very, very quick in that Honda of his.
What I'm really enjoying is just the mix of the manufacturers up at the top. And that is definitely a battle between 5 different manufacturers, and it doesn't feel like a BMW and a Porsche Cup.
That's for sure.
It's just look how contested that is further down. Muaf Musa in 9th place, who has Wayne Bond, then it is Andries de Pre, then it is Gerard Janssen van Vuren, and then Mr. Wilson in 13th place.
Oh, there's quite a few battles going on here. I can see 2 in one shot.
Musa just thinking a little bit better of it, backing out, trying to keep the car on track and not risking it too much.
Yeah, make the guy defend and go offline. Maybe he forces a mistake.
Yeah.
Great battle. Musa has been looking very quick throughout the evening.
Yeah, so you can see his previous lap, he went quicker than in his first and second sector, so he himself is going faster. And they are just battles galore. To see what's happening a little bit further down. Because here we've got Adrian Bond chasing Chris Heineke. As Chris goes a little bit wide, Adrian just understeers a little bit as he comes out of turn number 9. Oh, sorry, turn number 8 into turn number 9. That looked like a little mistake there by Advia, who's now snuck up on the inside. So it wasn't Advia who made that mistake. It was actually Robert Stoltz, who's actually held onto that place, but now going a little bit too wide there. Ooh, saw that Advia just losing that rear, not able to get the power down. But now a little look to the inside. Robert goes a little bit wide, allowing that space.
Arvia is going to probably be in front of him, yeah, before the bus stop.
Yeah, because he does have the inside line there coming out of turn number 4 onto this back straight.
Oh, he got
the position for Arvia.
Yeah,
able to take that place. Now we've got Gary van der Haar in 21st position. Whoa, car running very wide there.
That was Chris Heineke.
It was Chris Heineke. Just looked like he went in a little bit too hot. The car just didn't turn in. And our Italian international, Andrew Ambrosioni, trying to close down onto the back of Desmond Pullen. It was about 1.5 seconds 2 laps ago, and I see it is now down to a second. So he is starting to make some progress. But again, the battle between teammates in the 2 Schick cars. It is Ferrari versus Porsche. And just ahead of them, Anthony Wilson, 1 second ahead of Fliff and Sail.
Oh, very big snap.
Very big moment on the rear there.
And unfortunately, that's the thing about the Porsche. Just as you think, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this, then you ain't got it.
Oh, you must be careful what you say about Porsche when you got me in the chat. I'm very pro Porsche.
I am very well aware of that. So our race leaders, Alex Moore has a 1 second gap ahead of Niall Bullion, but you can see in the background there, that gap was over 4 seconds. It has started coming down. So we have Sean Stradham and Marcus Stain starting to close up.
He has not let Mr. Moore relax one moment in this race so far.
Not at all. Pressure all the way through. Trying to force
not only that,
mistake.
look at this. So this is 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th place. Paul Fenter down into 7th. So missed where those places were changed.
I'm sure he'll fight back.
Definitely, we'll give it his all. Try and get back up the order.
Must have been a little mistake somewhere. Sean's straight eating those quick laps. again at the end of the race, he's quick.
So it could also be just in terms of how that car sets up. As the fuel starts changing, it starts changing the balance of the car, and they could be setting it up to rather have the qualifying pace.
Yes, I would think that would be close to that in this type of races.
So Alex Moore has to keep his head forward and ignore those bright lights in his rearview mirror. And I think that's why I'd rather just turn my rear view mirror off so you don't have these lights in them. Because the e-courser will tell you that there's somebody behind you.
Not letting him relax a single second.
No, he's actually putting a little time. It is the last 5 minutes of the race, so I would expect the pressure.
There's also lots of pressure still further down. And this is Musa putting that pressure on Greening.
As well, the whole race so far,
He's got a great drive. He's going to be side by side, just not quick enough, but just has to tuck in behind. Is he going to have a late lunge into turn 1?
No, he just shows his lights, maybe hoping for a lockup or something.
The beauty about these cars is that you can set that ABS so it doesn't lock up.
Yeah, it's
and you were saying that Paul Fenter would make a comeback, but he's now within 0.4 of Vincent now, who won the first race. I did see a car on the inside there, but I didn't see who's dropping down. It looks like Adrian Moore.
doesn't look at the moment if Paul can close that gap. Don't know if he's incurred a little bit of damage somewhere. I still don't, because he dropped quite a bit.
But Sean Skitter now also putting on that pressure, closing up that gap. Just under half a second now between himself and Marcus Steyn. And Alex Moore out in front. You can see 1 second now is the gap, so he does have himself a little bit of a breather. 3 minutes 15 to go from the beep. So 2 laps plus this one. And just see that train of cars coming through the last corner there.
Wow. This is a big battle.
Is being led by...
Oh, out of the road.
Someone went right off the track at the corner, the first corner.
All the way around the loop.
I'm sure he was the RD in front there.
No, it was a different RD. He went all the way around.
So Greening leads this mid-pack battle, followed by by Musa, who currently in 9th. Then it is Bond, De Prier, Gerard Janssen van Vieren. And still Sean Strader, the fastest man on track, 144.3, so that is 0.2 quicker than what we saw in the first race. So the tyre temperatures having dropped just has slowed the pace down a little bit.
The gap between P1 and P2 is 0.4 of a second, 0.3 now. He is pushing him through every single corner, trying to push that mistake. Open the gap, try and let himself go through.
He's pushing very hard, only a left.
Well, this is it.
Last lap.
It should say leaders on the final lap.
Right, man.
Oh, he's going
well done. He saw that there was going to be an intention there, but hasn't got himself too deep.
Yeah, that would compromise his exit a little bit because he had to take a tighter line.
Now you
So
can see
Stradham's here now.
Sean Stradham just flashing his lights. He still thinks he has a go in this, and
let's
he
see
wouldn't
what
be
he does.
wrong.
Let's see how he approaches the bus stop. Is he going to move out? Oh, he stays defensive.
All the way on the marbles though. Will that help him?
But quickly moves out into the braking zone. Very legal, as long as he's making one move.
That brought Stradom straight back into the battle.
All anyone's race. A third into the lap now.
Well, I must say Moore is really pushing hard. He's doing an awesome job of defending that first place, that's for sure.
So to everybody on the stream, let us know who you think your driver of the day is.
Oh, Mr. Bullion is having to defend now instead of attacking.
But now we've got a three-way horse in the front and then a three-way horse for 4th, 5th and 6th place. Those three drivers. So that is Stain Skitter and Nel separated by less than a second themselves. And we can see them just coming down the hill there. But it looks like Moore is going to hang on to this win.
Brilliant drive from Alex.
All three of them, very good, very, very well driven.
So there you go. Alex Moore crosses the line in first place. Great drive there. Led from the start.
Wow.
And defended an absolute machine.
Let's see what happens. But
now, let's see what's happening. Vincent Nile. So Vincent Nile's come home in 6th place. I wish we had seen what had happened there, but that was just about 4 wide to cross the line.
Musa, 9th place,
so
well
Musa 9th, Wayne Bond 10th, Dupria in 11th, Van Vieren 12th, Van Sale 13, Nel 14, Wilson 15, Young 16, Ambrosioni 17, Pullen in 18th, Chris Heineke in 19th. Then Lorero, looked like that guy was going into orbit. Lorero in 21st, Marais 22nd, Adrian Bond 23rd, Tyler Scott 24th, Robert Stoltz 25th, Etienne 26th, Terry Wolford 27th, Sean Buck 28th, Robson 29th, then Raphael Tuv, we know him as Raf, 30th position, Robin van der Merwe in 31st, and Ruan Heineke comes home in 32nd position.
this was great racing, very tight, very competitive.
Awesome racing.
And I must say, a few little touching incidents, but there wasn't anything that looked malicious, and this is exactly what we want to see.
Yeah, well done.
Great racing.
Green light. Go, go, go.
So normally what we do is we get the top 3 in, but because there's just so many drivers, we actually wouldn't have time to get the points up to do a quick tally. But what we can do is we'll just figure something out so that before we go into the live stream itself, maybe we can just have a quick chat with them. But we'll figure something out so at least you can start seeing who the drivers are. And we'll take it from there. But a big thank you to our sponsors, and that's Bulldog Skincare for Men, who will be giving some of our drivers some products. NAG, I was going to say online sponsor, but we've done that already. No, they are the providers of our servers, powered by Nutanix, allowing us to race from local servers here in South Africa. So a big thank you to them. MSI, our partners with SARCO, which allows the Stream PC to operate at the level that it does. So a big thank you to all of those guys that are supporting SARCO, and a big thank you to all the drivers. Massive turnout. Really awesome to see. So thank you to them. And then to my on-the-spot commentators, to Marius, thank you so much for jumping in with us, as well as Tyler. Hope you guys had some fun.
Pleasure to be here, yeah, definitely. A lot of fun.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, thanks.
So guys, we'll see you on Monday for some more Project Cars racing, and then we will be back for round number 2 next week, Thursday. Let's confirm the track that we're racing. I thought I had it open, but there it is. So the next one will be the Indianapolis road track, and the weather's going to be slightly cloudy. So looking forward to that.
That sounds
So that's everybody on the stream. Thank you very much. We will catch up with you soon. Guys, until then, keep well, keep racing, and thanks for watching.